You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good day and welcome to the Mushie Moment with myself and my awesome co-host, Reverend Cindy. We're live today on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025.
2025. I was making bets with myself too if you were actually going to say 25 or 24.
You know what's funny is my piece of paper says 2023. Maybe I should update it.
That's funny.
What's funny is I don't actually really use the paper. It's just that thing that if I don't have it, I'll scramble and then I'll screw up. But if I have it sitting there, then everything just flows nice because I know it's sitting there in case How you doing?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you?
I am awesome. How was your new year?
My holidays were pretty phenomenal, actually. Yeah. Oh, hello, Chica baby. I had a great holiday. I spent time with family, of course, and friends. A great big bonfire on New Year's Eve, bunch of fireworks. It was great. How was yours?
It was wicked. It was a wicked New Year's. You know, with the company that I've been keeping lately, how could it be anything but?
How could it be?
I spent time with family. I spent time with friends. I did a lot of running around and visiting and got lots of hugs and kept in communication with all the people around me that love to send me love, and I love to send them love. And yeah. Here we are on the 7th of January, 2025 already. Wow. Yeah. So how long have we been doing the podcast? Because this says 2023.
Yeah. I think we started, well, we'd have to take a look. Al might know when we get him on, but we started early-ish in 2023, didn't we?
Oh, I don't know. I never look back. Come on, keep running forward.
I think it was early in 2023, not the whole year, but a lot of it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's at least year 3, obviously, in the calendar.
That's pretty cool.
First show of this year. We should start what you want to do. We should start actually numbering them this year.
Should we ask Al if we can do that?
We should. Bring him on up.
Come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the man who allows us to do this, the man with a mission. Come on in now.
And nobody's hitting the button.
I can't find the mouse. The mouse wouldn't wiggle the arrow. I was like, wait, too much space. Click, damn it.
I thought, geez, am I supposed to be hitting this button?
I'm that we're all hitting it at the same time and it's not doing anything.
See me come on and off.
How are you doing?
Yes, to answer your question, by all means, if you want to number them, I've actually while you were talking about that, I I'm seeing you've got 95 episodes on YouTube. As far as the number of shows, and I've got a February 2023. It looks like is the first show.
Yep, early 2023.
Wow.
So you'll be 2 years. You're just a month short of 2 years, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that note there of 2023 is accurate then. And Steve, I completely understand what you mean by blah 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 blah. If you don't have them nearby. You may not use it, but it's always handy just to have nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
How long have you been doing shows?
Myself, let's see. I started doing actual radio broadcast on terrestrial radio. I did approximately a 3-minute segment on a local radio station back in 2008. I started doing the Reefer Reporter. So it's 16 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. And then as far as podcasting, streaming, all that stuff on this end of things. Well, that's because I did radio. I did radio for years before we went into the video mode, right? That's why it's called Pace Radio, because it was just all audio. And that I started doing stuff with Time for Hemp back around 2010, somewhere in there. And then and the Pace Radio show, which was just audio, it started about 2013. And I'm going to say video-wise, oh, geez.
Not that long, because when
Yeah.
I joined as a reefer reporter, we were still just radio.
Yeah. And like we were trying, when we eventually started going to video, we were trying something on OBS and this and that and different things. But yeah, video-wise, I'm going to say probably, what would it be? 4 years, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I was pretty
3, 4
blown away
years.
because I did a Google for the Mushie Moment podcast, and watching where it all appears up and plays on it blew my mind, actually.
Yeah, when I was when we're doing the radio broadcast, just strictly radio, that we would stream out to certain spots, but then you would find out that it was going out to so many different feeds that were being sent out, and this can happen here as well with the video end, and you just never know where it's going to go, right?
It's kind of cool.
And
as long as it goes to the people that need it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's we all start doing advocacy, one way or another. Like myself, I was doing writing and speaking to people in person, and the internet and podcasting has allowed all of us, to reach a worldwide audience and reach more people and educate people around the world that maybe in their countries they are subject to draconian laws such as death for having cannabis.
Yeah.
So I got a message
that we're
today
still
from a
in
guy.
a period in 2025 that still exists.
I know it's sad, but it does. It still exists today. There's a fella right now from Mississauga here in Ontario who was traveling to South Africa. He had a stopover in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, and he had a stopover there. And at the stopover in the airport, they found he had 118 grams of cannabis, including oil, in his possession. Why he was traveling with it, I haven't got a clue, other than he's a patient, and people who travel with cannabis should know that even if you go to a friendly country, it's not friendly to travel with cannabis very often, unless you found out ahead of time. Like here in Canada, you can, but when you go to an international thing, that's a whole different scenario. And so this fella, Maurice Kevin O'Rourke, he is sitting in a UAE jail cell. On Christmas Day, he was in front of a judge seeking an appeal on his life sentence. No one deserves life for cannabis.
No.
Or to be hung or in. And why he had it on? Other than I know he was dealing with the Addison's disease, which is a rare disease, and now he's in jail for life. As far as the results from the appeal on the 25th, that was pushed over to the middle of January to find as far as what the verdict was going to be on all that. So I'm keeping an eye on it to find out what's going on.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It is. Nobody patient otherwise.
Just deport him back home and don't let him come back to the country, right?
Yeah. Kick him out of your country. And let sometimes they have different agreements, right? Sometimes they'll say, well, you got to serve your sentence in your home country. Sometimes they get retried. Sometimes it's just sent home and done.
Yeah.
Sometimes they use them for trading for people that we have locked up as well.
Correct.
Yep.
Exactly. Oh, hi, William. Hey, nice name too, by the way. That's my first name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I go by my middle name.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's because I'm named. My first name is the same as my dad's first name, and they didn't want two Williams in the house. Right?
Gotcha.
It's confusing, right? So.
Yeah.
So instead of call you Bill, they called you Al.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. But I did have some friends when I was in school. They did call me Bill, temporarily. That's all.
Did you ever get Junior?
No juniors.
No junior.
Dad didn't throw Junior out every once in a while?
Yeah. I see William, he goes by Will. I think another way of going with William as well is Liam.
Oh, yeah.
You see it in there?
The last four, yeah.
Yeah. So you just never know, right?
Yes.
So.
See, you can have half a dozen podcasts going and be a bunch of different people.
Correct. Oh, yes, you can be. Different name, but the same name. Well, I had a school teacher. His first name was Alan. And we figured out that there was 10 different ways to spell our names. Liam is, there you go. William says that. Liam is Irish for William. And hi, Carolyn. How you doing?
Hi, Carolyn.
But yeah, there's you can always play tricks with names, right?
Yeah.
Like Tessa is short for, or is a different version of Teresa. I found that
Cindy
out.
is short for Cynthia.
Yeah. See, we named Tessa after auto white flowering Tessa, cannabis strain. And then someone says, "Oh, you called her Teresa?" And I said, "No, Tessa."
Yeah, with Steven, you get Steve.
Yeah. Do you get Cindy? Sin?
I do. I get Sin or Sid. Yeah.
Oh, Sid. Oh, yeah.
Even though Cindy is the actual nickname for my name, which is Cynthia.
Right. Like, how does Bill get out of William? How do you get they don't even...
Tradition.
I guess. I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Well, senior answers to Will, so we're just going to switch the first letter on yours to a B for now. Even though with your William, we'll make it a B. So you answer to Bill, you answer to Will. We don't have to have both around every time we say Will.
Yeah, well, actually, they did end up. That's what they did call my dad, Bill. Yeah. So, but yeah. Other than that, Christmas was good. We got together with family over Christmas time, and I got to see all the grandkids. Yeah. See, yeah. Will agrees with me. He doesn't understand how they got Bill out of William. But yeah, I got to spend some time with the grandkids, and they're all growing bigger. And one of my granddaughters was her first Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah, she's 8 months old, and so she was here, spent some time with us. She's hours away, so it's good when she comes down. We get to spend some time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and things have changed. Like even simple little things like diaper pads. I said like for changing diapers, you throw the kid on the ground, right? Or on the table, and you throw that pad down. I said to them, is that some like, is this the new style's changing spots, because it's got all these little pockets and arms that fold off of it and this and that. I said, can you wrap your kid in it? Does it act like a real diaper or what? But yeah. Things have changed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they keep trying to make things easier and fancier and
Yeah.
And they still end up full of poop.
They sure do, don't they?
that is true.
But when the line turns red, you know that it's time to change them.
Yeah, that's one thing they never discuss a lot of the time is the smell containing. They talk about it so it doesn't spill out, right?
The smell is, I think, the notification that it's time to change them.
Yeah, okay, I'm just seeing Carolyn's comment there.
Yeah, lots of people call her Caroline, but her name is Carolyn. Carolyn. Yeah.
Carolyn. See you, Will.
I will.
Have a good day. But yeah, it's where were we again? Oh yeah, the names and Christmas. Let's see what else we did at Christmas time. Went out for a walk in the woods, enjoyed the sceneries out there over the holiday season as well, and tried to spot some deer out in the field.
Well, you've got a beautiful area there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to be able to go out for a walk on the trail and spot the deer. Or I was out there the other day and looked like there was a bunch of either coyote or wolf tracks in an area where the deer usually jump over the fence.
Wow.
So I don't know what was going on, but I didn't. There wasn't any signs of a confliction between a deer and a wolf or anything like that. So who knows? Just to have, maybe it was just a day to hang out there out of the weather or something.
Celebrate New Year's together.
Yeah. Celebrating New Year's.
Party was going on in Al's backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no cannabis back there. It's a little frosty at this time of the year. So.
Yeah, and if there was, then the deer would be there partying for sure.
Actually, when I have seen that in the past, where I've shown up to a gorilla grow and you see the moose tracks.
and it's been nicely trimmed to the ground for you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Me and my buddy Mikey one time at Gorilla Grow, we'd gone out first and we'd taken it all out, got it all in buckets. We placed them all around the mountainside, got it all ready, got stuff. We were coming back the next week, going to put them all into the ground. We come back the next week and we can see that all of them, there's like 100 plants have been demoed.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, oh man, who would do this? And we buried a bunch of stuff in a duffel bag over by a tree, and we come over and it's been dug up and the duffel bag's kind of torn apart. And I pick out this stack of buckets and the claw holes through the buckets. I could fit like 3 fingers through. So we just kind of hopped in the 4x and got out of there.
we would find the freshly clones that we had just put in there on the ground beside the hole, and we always suspected it was the skunks and stuff coming in looking for the grubs.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because it's fresh soil, right? Because we had a portable road killer, throw it on the bike, right? And away we go. Back the shovel.
Oh man.
And yeah, so we would go back just to check and put them back in the ground again because they get dug up overnight.
Yeah, we did a little bit of guerrilla learning there. You know, we probably should have done a little more studying, but we found this nice low level area, had a nice creek going through there. We planted them all down there. Yeah, where the animals come to drink and eat your plants.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Stingy, you wanted a nice wet spot that, wouldn't go dry.
Yeah, it was like, oh, look, dinner's growing right here where we got our water spot. Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. Then on our last one we planted them all down. We found the south side that had been logged and it was clear, beautiful sun. We planted them all up there and then we blew up the 4x4 and never ended up back there. Who knows? Could be a whole field of dreams back there now.
Yeah,
Be some seedy though.
Yeah. I had one year where I returned, and they're still on the ground. The only problem is that they're only like this tall and had little spiked tops on them. Somebody come along and chewed on them. Yeah, whether it was a rabbit that came along and ate them, I'm not sure, but they cut them all down.
I'll have to try and get out one day to where we went and did that, because if any did grow or go to seed, that was Nanuska Northern Thunderfuck. It was the original Stank Romulan, and it was the original hash pot that we planted back there. So if any of it actually went to seed and grew, it's old strains that you don't find.
Yeah. And now, after it's been sitting there, it would have been ready for harvest months ago. It would be.
Oh, it would have just been doing its loop of seeding and generating.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't have a cold spell out there where it would freeze.
Oh, the seeds would still generate the next year.
Oh, I guess yeah. When the plant dies, seeds fall on the ground. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So if any of them went through that cycle,
there'll be plants surviving.
They'd be some tall, big plants by now. What?
No, it would just be.
Is that making sense here?
Hopefully, half a mountain that's a hemp now.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Exactly. You just never know. It'd be nice if you could get back in there again, though.
Well, I know that
can't get the RV back there.
On an old GPS unit sitting in one of my storage lockers.
Maybe you and Chica go for a walk.
Yeah, go on a little adventure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And,
is she still on your lap, or did you convince her to move?
No, she went over and climbed onto the bed. She's like, yeah, this is you stay over there.
Yeah, I think I heard mine at the door. It's that time of day. Al's on the computer.
Al's on the computer. Let's go bug him.
Let's go bug
him. Anytime you're doing something they're right in the middle of.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
In the morning, when I do the news broadcast with Cindy or Glenn,
Yep.
or I do the Hi Guys podcast with Al on Tuesdays.
Oh, they hear you talking, and it's like, oh, they must be talking.
It'd be like 2 minutes before showtime, right on time, almost every time.
Yeah.
She gets out of bed.
Are we on yet?
Yeah, he gets out of the stairs and looks at him. It's time to go outside. So I'll go let her out. Usually during the broadcast, it's live broadcast. At that time, then Cindy or Glenn just take over, and I run off and deal with the dog. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You're pretty lax for a boss.
I know, and easy on the word boss, man.
It's tough under these conditions.
I know. I'm really, crack the whip at you.
Oh, what is that? Me? Sorry,
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
That's me touching the mouse pad and making it do things.
Yes, exactly.
Helen is here. Hello, Helen.
Hello.
What would be beautiful?
I can't remember what we were talking about, but it was beautiful.
Going over the back of the mountain and finding all those plants.
Correct.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what we were talking about that time. And she's right. It would have been, go back there.
Yeah, be spectacular.
There you go. She sent you a message. He says hi.
Wow.
Is it like would you be able to walk into it?
We did a driving for about an hour on an old logging road up the backside of a mountain heading up to Squamish.
Oh.
So I'd actually have to GPS. We never went back because we needed a 4x4 to get there.
Yeah.
It was an old washed out logging road from way back that was ruts and grooves and
It sounds like a good time.
It was a lot of fun. It was, but
I used to be a president of an off-road club. So it'd be a good time.
He had a tracker, so it had the short wheelbase, and we were able to get through. A bigger vehicle wouldn't have been able to get through.
A little Chevy tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Suzuki Samurai, which was the trackers were based off of the Sidekick, the Suzuki Sidekick. The trackers were like a at one time was a joint venture between Suzuki and Chev. At one time.
It was a cute little thing.
Oh yeah. Actually, I took the motor out of your tracker and put it in my Samurai. The same with your gears.
Our line to him was too cheap for Jeep. Buy a tracker.
I had a lot of friends.
Should we go to that thing? It's break time. Time to check out our sponsors and pay some bills. You're here with us live on the Mushie Moment on paceradio.net, and we'll be right back. Hang out.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Camelford Lifestyle Shop. Open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats. And look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have. As well as, for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Camelford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Camelford, Ontario.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People Advocating Cannabis Education.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Welcome back to the Mushie Moment, streaming live to you here at Pace Radio Net and everywhere. We're here live with Al Graham.
Hey. I was just sharing the broadcast as you come back.
Nice. I was kind of flipping through there while we were doing the ad, making sure it was showing.
Make sure it's that it's up and running. That's right. Yeah. Let's see what else. Before because of the Legacy 420 commercial, they reminded me of before the break. We had an interview with Tim Barnhart of Legacy 420.
Yes.
And we talked about the history of Legacy, of the company, and how it started out, and how he sat there for 6 to 8 months waiting for customers to come into the store, and barely anybody was coming in the door, to the point of having 65 employees and $25 million worth of product going out of the store. Quite the quite the growth. And we talked about all that, the growth of not only Legacy 420 but also the indigenous cannabis market, and the fact that Legacy 420 is for sale. So what I've done now that I'm back to the computer again and Christmas is over, I'm actually editing that interview and going through it to highlight the business, for to basically help them maybe solve Legacy 420. And during the interview, he talked about one of the groups of people who he has talked with, and they're looking at possibly expanding Legacy 420 as far as product line and moving into the mushroom end of things. And Tim, he says he's wanting to retire. He's not looking at going that route because of his age and deal with it. He just wants to retire. But this group that's looking at, maybe purchasing it would be looking at expanding it and adding, the mushrooms to it. So that'll be all part of the interview that I'm going to re-release as an edited version, talking about
Nice.
420. So who knows, right?
Wow.
They could be coming onto the mushy side.
Well,
That's
go.
I was gonna say that's exciting. It's a big step. It's a scary step.
Yeah.
Watching what's going on here in Nova Scotia right now, there are a number of, whatever you want to call them, legacy, Indigenous, illegal, gray area dispensaries popping up. Most of them are at least in part Indigenous owned, Mi'kmaq owned, and it's really cool to see. The only ones that are being raided are the ones that are carrying psilocybin products.
Yeah.
The ones that are staying, and matter of fact, it got so bad that a lot of the chiefs stepped up and said, "You got to pull them. If we will let you stay here, but you got to pull them. We do not want all this happening on reservation land." So the ones that are leaving the mushrooms alone are being left alone.
Yeah.
It's a scary step.
Yeah. Because with Tim, in the interview with Tim, we talked about Project Long Arm, the police, when they first came to his store and all that, and how he was able to prove to them that he gave them all the paperwork and everything, and said, take it to Jody Raybrant there, the Attorney General, and have her look at it all. And they came back to him 3 months later and said, "You're right." And then that ever since then we've seen the explosion of the Indigenous stores. But he was able to prove that they had this right to them, and I don't think that that's been done with the mushroom end of things.
No, I don't think so either. So it's I commend anybody that wants to go take that fight on, and I'm excited for the time that it is taken on, it is brought towards the courts, and they win, because it's another medicine from this earth that they have the right, we have the right, everyone has the right. So but it's sad to see that that's what the RCMP is focusing on in this area.
Yep. Even here, Dana was the only one to get raided, right? Even
just
with
Dana.
Or
all those other stores, but just Dana, the one they know that's going to put up the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but at least he's willing to wave the flag and lead the way.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it takes.
I mean, come on, like we all know Dana, and if one of the other stores in Vancouver had gotten raided and he hadn't, he would have been pretty upset.
Hey, what about me?
Whoa!
But it will. Eventually, it's got to make its way along, and it's going to be. I'm sure that there's all kinds of court cases, but I don't know if any of them have gotten to the Supreme Court for a big challenge like the cannabis issue did.
No, we don't have our Allard or Smith in the psilocybin realm yet.
Right, and Fun Guys, big chain store. They had 30 stores in Ontario. As we reported in the news, they've decided to step back
across the country.
Yeah. And those are the kinds of businesses that usually can lead those type of challenges.
Yeah,
get them going. But
Fun Guys and Shroomies were two of the first, and Shroomies, as far as I know, was still around.
Yeah, well, we talked about one on Monday, Zoomies or something like that, which is there was
another one, Zoomies, that
he's in Ottawa. He's just staying. He's laying low, being quiet.
Yeah,
not pushing things. And the police always say there's complaints, but sometimes we wonder where was the complaint, or
Well, here it's that ex-cop lady that became a minister that started to complain about Dana.
right.
Right.
And
And some of the complaints are people within their own circles complaining.
well, that's what I'm getting at. Like this, other than the business is legal under the law because of being the mushrooms. What threat to society or the people around it is there? Exactly.
There is no threat.
Sorry,
Yeah.
'cause as you say that, I just get a scope of everything I see when I drive downtown here in Vancouver, and it's just
Yeah.
fentanyl, meth,
Oh
carfentanil.
yeah.
You just go, oh yeah, but they're gonna handcuff me and haul me away for a mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he says, she said zero threat. Zero threat, exactly. And it's it's something because it makes, what do they call that? I'm looking, gives you that euphoric feeling and can make your mind disconnected from reality.
It can give you a sense of who you are, and it can give you the confidence in yourself to stand up for what's right, and that's what scares them.
Yeah. So, but I know around here, as far as mushroom stores, I haven't seen any around any of these small towns that I'm in. Even I don't think there's even been any in Peterborough, Belleville, which are the closer cities to me. Either. I don't. I'm sort of thinking they're more probably around the cities, right? The bigger cities.
Yeah, the bigger centers.
Yeah.
It's funny because in the bigger centers, when you talk about microdosing or you get talking to people about microdosing, it's like it seems like it's a lot more common than it really is.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a lot of people that microdose, and it just, there's a lot of people not talking about their microdosing, but there's actually people that microdose.
And some people, if they're thinking about trying mushrooms, do they have back in the day, what was microdosing? It was just here, how much you want, all right, and people were taking it. Whereas now it's the microdosing, all that type of stuff, and it's just
now there's options.
Yeah,
right?
you have the options.
You know so much more about the aspects of how it can heal, what you can blend with it to make other avenues of the healing happen, up to taking bigger doses and what they can do for the we've just got so much more data, how it how it interacts with other medications and stuff.
Oh yes, for sure. And more people, I think, are open to natural medicines now.
Yeah, more and more people are, especially even if they're not into the psychedelics or the cannabis or the the whatevers, more and more people are open to natural healing. So, and it's a good first step. They're getting into things like doing yoga or breath work, or eating organic, or maybe looking at legal unpsychedelic ways of healing, like using chaga or turkey tail, or any of these things, rose or ginger, or there's so much out there. So, and those are wonderful stepping stones leading to other ways of healing and understanding the naturalness of a lot of the medicines that we work with, right?
Yeah. Got a message here.
Yeah, microdosing is saving me and helping me to get off my medications, and it's lowering my blood pressure. She loves microdosing. Absolutely.
Yeah, because you can still function. I mean, it's not the days when you just sit there.
It's a great
face and laugh,
right? Microdosing is a great introduction to the medicine.
Yeah. Correct.
Because as you start and you find, because a lot of people come in scared and worried, and once you've gotten over your fear and you find your dose, it's literally life changing.
Well, I see a Yeah, a lot of people just don't want to be high. They're like, well, I mean, I'd like to try it, and I've heard it's helped, but I don't want to be high. And the whole point of micro dosing is to not feel it,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's the whole point. If you're feeling it, you're not microdosing anymore.
Yeah, you just want it to
is
take
it-
away
is-
the anxiety stuff.
Is there a line where you say micro, macro?
There is a technical line. It's, anywhere between 25 to 250 milligrams. But for everybody, it's different. Like, somebody may feel 50 milligrams like I feel a gram, like a full 1,000 milligrams. So to them,
okay.
50 milligrams is not microdosing. 50 milligrams is above a microdose, if they're feeling it. So everybody's different. For me, I sit at about 110 to 150 before I can feel any effects. And that's a microdose for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I've had people that have gotten a hold of me and said, "Hey, the 110 milligrams is too much. I'm feeling it's really really rocking me." And in my world, that's what I require. That's why most of ours are there. But now I'm realizing, there's people that feel it even more subtle, and they require that 50 milligram, which is that's a new one we're putting into play for those people, because everybody should have the ability to utilize this to get them through those troubled periods.
It's for sure. Yeah. And it's just not the psilocybin mushrooms, like all kinds of mushrooms. And I hated mushrooms, like just mushrooms, period. No mushrooms on my pizza, any of that type of stuff, right? But as a medicine, in a capsule, all type of stuff, wasn't available when 40 years ago when I was trying all that stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, watching the growth in the last 5 years, like watching the market just go, has absolutely blown my mind. It's beautiful to see, because that just means people are becoming more aware and conscious of healing. But what the different mushrooms can do for our immune system and our gut biome, and just resetting the systems in our body back to healthy, it's revolutionary.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was I was surprised. I didn't realize all that until you got involved, Steve.
So yeah, it was a huge learning process for me as well, because it was either go back to all the medications they'd put me on my life, or do a bunch of research to find my way out. And the more research I did on microdosing, the more it came to mushrooms. And then it wasn't just psilocybin. It was like, but if you combine it with lion's mane, and if you add in some turkey tail, and then you start learning about these other ones, and you get into just how they work. And it's not, you eat the lion's mane and it fixes your brain. No, you eat these ingredients, they go into your stomach, where they mix with the acids, and then the ingredients within unlock certain locks in your immune system to make certain healing processes happen. And when you start reading all the processes that mushrooms open, and the synergistic combination of using more than one type, wow.
Do you think that maybe the research on it is accelerated more than it did on cannabis? Maybe because of the fact that cannabis is always looked at as a smoked product.
I think
mushrooms, there's no smoking in mushrooms, right? People.
I think the reason they're slamming so much study into it is because they can synthesize the psilocybin, and by doing that, they can create the medications. Whereas all they had was Dronabinol, and what was the other one? They only had like 3 of the synthesized cannabises that weren't really
they weren't as effective. Yeah.
No. So my own thinking is, I'm thinking that's what they're trying to do is find out how we can synthesize, stabilize, make it, use it in proper dosages, and fit it through the pharmaceutical end.
Yeah,
because I think my pathway, whole plant heals, extract medicates.
The yeah, exactly. Because I think a lot of the reports that we cover on the news, when we start rhyming off letters and numbers, it is a synthesized psilocybin. There are some that we do read off that
Yeah.
will say, natural mushrooms, but yeah.
They usually say like, yeah, the full fruit of the mushroom. A lot of them that we read though, like where like we think when we think the bigger doses or the macro doses or the full doses, a lot of people think 5 grams or more. And when we read them on the news, they talk about 25 milligrams. And what they're talking about there is they're talking about 4-ACO-DMT, which is the synthesized psilocin that they have made. And that 25 milligrams is equivalent to 5 full grams of a penis envy mushroom.
Yeah.
So like a higher in psilocin mushroom, like a stronger mushroom, like the penis envy or something like that. So yeah, that's what they speak of with the psilocin. And it's actually called 4-ACO-DMT.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just put an magic mushroom? DMT makes you sound like the DMT.
Well, there's also NN-DMT, and which is and then the 5-MeO-DMT, which is what I work with, and there's a lot of the medicines that fall under that DMT realm, believe it or not.
Okay, so
and mushrooms are definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Whether it's the fruiting body
once the psilocin goes in and transforms within your system, it becomes dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
Is that what it stands for? Okay. It's one of those words you just see. DMT. Okay.
Oh, the DMT, yeah, it's dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So actually, even in those news stories, so the news stories you guys are reading about the different stuff, most of it is synthesized there?
I would say so.
I would say, yeah, 90-ish% of the studies that we read or report on, they are doing their experiments with the 4-ACO-DMT versus the actual fruiting body of the mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And, they are getting great results. It's always, from depression to alcoholism to just name it, basically. There's all kinds of stuff that they're finding a benefit for. And
usually with 2 doses, they usually do a smaller 5 milligram handshake type dose, if I remember correctly, and then they come in and hit them with the second dose at 25.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And It's, like I said, results. And as we're seeing across, especially different states down in the U.S., legalization, for therapy purposes of the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, I'm my own proof for me, right? The stuff that we have exists because I needed a way out of where my brain was taking me, and it's been a beautiful pathway. It was a great introduction to other things, and the plant pathway has been massive for my healing.
Yeah, exactly. And more people who learn that and find out that, that's why we do the things that we do, to spread the information so that others can learn from our stories, our own experiences.
Yeah. So, actually, one thing I learned just over this season, because it is a season where you get a little anxiety up, you got a little bit of stuff to do, you got past.
Yeah, yes, it is.
And I just had to up my microdoses.
Did you?
Yeah. It was like, oh, look at, here we go. It's good. That vibration's coming in. It's like, oh, got to go and deal with a bunch of people out in a not so friendly environment all the time. And
knowing your limits, when when you got room to add that, and it's not going to affect you.
It was
As
actually
far
quite
as-
beautiful because I would
Yeah.
tincture with some of the 1-to-1 cannabis CBD and
Mhm.
drop a microdose, and I would utilize the hape if things were, riding a little bit high. Just bring
Right.
in a quick grounding and then get the medicine in, and boom, this is the. I can honestly say this is the best I've been through one of these holiday seasons in a few years.
Great, and you got to share it with your new friend on your lap.
Yes.
Uh,
yeah. What have we got that's new and exciting to look forward to this year, Al?
What's that?
What have we got that's new and exciting to look forward to?
New and exciting. Let's see. Well, people might have noticed that the Veterans Action Council hasn't been running on Sundays. That was because we caught up with them. They have added more shows, so I'll be restarting that back on the network and getting that out. And it's always great to hear what they are doing in the U.S. And the last I had reported on them, they were trying to, they were, how do you call it, appealing a judge's decision to not allow them to be involved in the rescheduling of cannabis down in the U.S.
Yeah.
They're involved in big time, like in the federal government. They're always lobbying. They're lobbying over, like with the UN over in Europe. They're helping veterans all around the world. The organizations from veterans from all over the world. They're not just for the U.S. So they'll be starting back up, as well as I mentioned earlier. Time for Hemp was the spot where I started doing the radio broadcast. This past summer, I was talking with Casper at Time for Hemp, and we've got him jumped over to the video side of things, and he is doing broadcasts now, and I will be adding them to our network broadcasts as well. And I'm looking at possibly with the news show, because we do the 2 broadcasts a week. Not really adding a third day or anything, but I'd like to be able to do like briefs, short brief of the news. Some of the stuff is breaking news or really good news. For example, Manitoba all of a sudden being able to grow cannabis instead of waiting 6 days to get the news out. Maybe do a short news flash, something along that line. As far as new shows, right now, other than bringing back and adding the Time for Hemp, nothing's new that I see in the horizon. As far as Ashley, she's obviously been off with her
new baby.
With the new baby. And she did a lot of traveling around the U.S. and stuff like that. I haven't talked to her since she's had the new baby, and she's still in her thread, and said the Merry Christmases to everybody. So as far as I know, she's coming back, and we're doing some broadcasts. So
Nice.
See what
nice.
happens.
And then John and I are supposed to put one together and propose it to you as well. So.
Are you? Okay.
We gotta get this going this year. So
I didn't have to tell you. I didn't have to look at you. Look at you, Steve. I'm so proud of you, my friend. Brought it up all by yourself. Oh yeah.
Well, there was a talk way back about John and you doing something, and it just sort of went quiet, right? And or he was getting involved somewhere, and so yeah. Let me know.
Yeah, no, we've been chatting and putting it together and working on some ideas, and we decided that this is 2025. Time to get alive.
Yeah, and we discussed it. You guys discuss it all the time. psychedelics is out there. People are looking for the information. They're looking for knowledge, right? And that's what we're about, is sharing information and sharing what we can learn with others.
And on that note, it's that time again. Thank you for joining us here on the Mushie Moment with my co-host Cindy, myself, and our awesome guest, Al Graham. We're proud to be coming to you live from paceradio.net. We stream everywhere. We'll see you next week. Much love.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420 enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
We are People Advocating Cannabis Education here at paceradio.net.